presbyopic lenses, accommodating lenses. I don't think the presbyopic and accommodating lenses are really for the AMD patient. But the other lenses, I mean, obviously by removing their cataract and putting a lens in, then they don't have there is a cataract, but we still get a lot of more incoming peripheral light that can be useful for the patient. I don't personally, in my armamentarium, or any other types of lenses available. However, it sounds like it could be a huge use to these patients, especially if we're currently providing them with low vision age, many of which they may have a hard time remembering where they are, or maybe holding them in their hands as well as the literature. And then they can be costly as well. So I think that could be a huge benefit if they're available and they work well.
Yeah, no, exactly. And in which patients do you think they would be most useful? Do you think in any patient?
That's a tough one, because the question is, okay, we're doing cataract surgery. I would say the majority of our cataract surgery is probably done, a good chunk of it between the ages of 70 and 75. Yeah. Now, how can you really predict which of those patients are going to progress to advanced AMD and which aren't, right? So it's hard to say with certainty, obviously. But I would assume if you have a new product on the market, we would first do it in, somebody with at least moderate AMD, some sort of maybe metamorphopsia or some, if they're wet, yes, most definitely. Metamorphopsia, yes. Regardless of whether it's one eye or both eyes. I would say that I don't know with cataracts. If you think that the AMD itself is causing a decrease in vision of 20/40 or more, I would consider maybe offering some sort of lens like that. Again, it depends how costly they are, how much they do. I'm sure there would be some clinical indication on them. Is it for mild AMD or AMD or advanced AMD? So I think it would depend on the recommended prescribing guidelines of cost and coverage. If there was, I guess that would be another question, which is, since you're putting it in for AMD, are these going to be covered by insurances or not? Because other premium implants are not.
Yeah, no, exactly. But would you say that for a patient with like a mild form of AMD, do they always progress, and do they always progress fast, or would you?
Mild does not always progress. No.
So could you argue that in that case it might be premature to use a lens like this?
I think in the early stages of using the lens, I would say I would be more likely to put it into moderate or advanced. But once more experience has been gained with the lenses and they become more popular, then I could consider using them in a mild AMD patient.
And how about a patient presenting with a cataract then, and you're going to replace the lens anyway? Would it make sense to use one of these AMD lenses just
if they have no AMD?
Yes, or if they have a very mild form of AMD.
Like I said, in the initial stages of using lenses, early in the first few months, I would say probably not.
Yeah.
After it's been on the market for 6 months or more, maybe.
Okay, makes sense. And then in terms of the IMAX lens in particular, are you familiar with that particular lens? Sorry, you broke up.
I said I am not familiar with that particular lens.
Okay, you're not familiar with that particular lens. Okay.
I mean, I understand it's some sort of a telescopic lens for AMD, but that's as much as my knowledge is.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, fine. I think, maybe more in general then about. So if you were to evaluate a new lens, whether you would use it or not in your patients, what sort of efficacy and safety parameters would be useful to you? What would you look for, and what would you look at?
Firstly, I would hope that there's really no other significant complications other than what we expect to see with any other cataract surgery case. efficacy